Flexjet Pat Edry Stakes listed race, pretty level break, and towards the right A Bit of Spirit is going forward ahead of on the right Italica and Sirius A, just slightly apart on the left. Tricky Tell in the white red star sleeves, the yellow black spots have reciprocated, a little keen, and in behind those is Time to Turn. Doesn't look a mad gallop as they head down through the first furlong and a half. A Bit of Spirit on the right, followed by Italica and also Sirius A. On the left, reciprocated, maybe just heading Tricky Tell there. From Time to Turn, the favourite well covered up in the hands of William Buick in the all-blue jacket. Stretching on now towards the halfway stage, inside the halfway stage in fact, and A Bit of Spirit is maybe just the leader. Reciprocated on the far side, down the centre, Tricky Tell with every chance from Sirius A. Time to Turn yet to be delivered on the far side, and on the right is Italica, an open-looking race. Reciprocated is asked for more now, and coming home well A Bit of Spirit and Italica down the near side. Time to Turn now being asked the big question on the far side from Sirius A. A race down inside the final furlong. Time to Turn has quickened up smartly to lead now, goes on from A Bit of Spirit and Italica racing inside the final furlong. Time to Turn by a length to Bit of Spirit, who's fighting back, but Time to Turn held on from A Bit of Spirit in second, Italica third. A big gap then to Sirius A, Reciprocated and Tricky Tell.
Well, there wasn't much between them at Newbury, and there wasn't much between them here in the rematch at Ascot, but he's got his revenge as the Godolphin colt by about a head, I would say, and they pulled nicely clear of Italica, who's run a nice race back in third. 30-8 favourite Charlie Appleby, who's made a bit of a habit of winning this race, Jim, has now won it for the 5th time in the past 7 runnings. Yeah, I mean, we thought that A Bit of Spirit might go forward, and this time William just bided his time a bit, didn't he, on the Dark Angel colt, Time to Turn.
He did. They pulled clear at Newbury about 6 weeks ago, and they pulled clear again here. What a tough horse A Bit of Spirit is. He fought off 2 or 3 challengers before Time to Turn laid one down, went about 1.5 lengths up on him before the runner-up battled back really well, and they're clear of Italica. If you back Reciprocated, he's got a pedigree that says he wouldn't stay anyway, despite what it might have looked in his style of running beforehand over shorter. But the fact is he pulled far too hard early on under restraint, and he didn't give his running at all.
Yeah, I think the back to sprint distances probably for him, Reciprocated, that's for sure. Way too keen. Well, I thought that was an interesting rematch. 2 potentially smart colts here, I think, Jim, fighting out the finish. I love the spirit of A Bit of Spirit, because he never knows when to lie down. He was up for the fight again here today, albeit coming off second best by a narrow margin.
Yeah, what a battler. But William Buick presumably tracked the horse that he saw maybe as a bigger danger, and he was drawn out that way anyway. But in the end, it didn't help him at all. Maybe he had to challenge even earlier than he wanted, because he could see that Reciprocated was dying in front of him. And he hasn't had to be very hard on his horse to go that 1.5 lengths clear. Ross Orion looked as though he just had a quick look across there. He knew the other horse was on his outer. It wasn't that he was caught napping in any shape or form. He battled on well, but in another 5, even, well, I would say 10 yards, another 10 yards, he might have got back up.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think he was in front just a few strides after the line, wasn't he? Good battle. These two may end up meeting again, Jim. They might have a decider in the near future. Who knows? But it was a super finish. We'll get you the time of that race in a moment or two as well when it comes through. But the market got it right. He's reversed the form, Time to Turn, and with A Bit of Spirit. But the fact they pulled clear suggests that they're both pretty